Here they come. And there they go. Ron Pine on the inside of Barry Kelleher. Kelleher going round the outside of Pine. And Kelleher is taking up the leader. Followed by Ron Pine. Ron Pine coming through on the inside of Kelleher. Pine now comes back and Pine takes up the lead. Followed by Kelleher. Then comes Combs, Lilford. Then comes Roger Clark. Followed by Ray Godsey. Then comes Don McEwen and Gordon Smee. Then comes Ron Pine in the race lead. Kelleher in second place. Rodney Combs in third. Lilford is in fourth place. Then comes Roger Clark. Next is the number 4 car of Ray Godsey. But it's Ron Pine who started to break clear of the pack, and he's said, catch me if you possibly can. And it's Ron Pine the leader. Rodney Combs is in second place. Then Graham Lilford running third as he gets through on the inside of Barry Kelleher. Roger Clark has moved up into fourth place, and they've realised that Ron Pine is trying to give them the slip. Ron Pine is the leader coming down the main straight. Ron Pine leading. Oh, Des Disney came down there on the inside, and that allowed Rodney Combs to catch right up on the outside of Ron Pine. It's Ron Pine and Rodney Combs. Nothing between the two of them now. There's Darryl Farrelly in trouble. And there'll be a race stoppage. They go, and Rodney Combs flew from the outside, so too did Roger Clark, and they immediately gave Ron Pine the go-by. Rodney Combs and Roger Clark shot out in front of Ron Pine, who's back to third now. Then Graham Lilford running fourth. Then comes Ray Godsey, followed by Gordon Smee, Barry Kelleher and Don McEwen. But the racing two up front now as the United States driver Rodney Combs. And we've got Roger Clark and Rodney Combs on the front line. Roger Clark on the inside, Rodney Combs on the outside. Rodney Combs has got the better of the running, and Rodney Combs did well too to hang on to the outside of Roger Clark there. And that was a good drive by Combs to snatch the lead back. Rodney Combs leads from Roger Clark, followed by Graham Lilford, who's up to third place now. I wonder can Lilford keep some pressure applied and perhaps pull back some ground on Rodney Combs, but they're really going to have to go to peg back ground on Combs. He's a flyer. Roger Clark is managing to stay in touch with him at the moment and doing a pretty good job. So too is Graham Lilford, who's staying in touch, and it's Rodney Combs out in front. Combs in front of Roger Clark, followed then by Graham Lilford. Then comes Ron Pine, followed by Ray Godsey, Gordon Smee, and John Pine starting to make up some ground too. Now we're up to the traffic. Rodney Combs leads from Roger Clark. Then comes Graham Lilford. Down the back straight away goes our leader. They're ploughing their way through traffic at the moment. Disney into the wall, bounced off the wall all right, but almost hampered Rodney Combs there. Gee, that was a narrow escape for Rodney Combs. A very, very lucky escape. Rodney Combs leading. Followed by Roger Clark. Then comes Graham Lilford. And starting to join in now is Ray Godsey. He's getting up in touch there. There's still quite a long way to go in this race. And Rodney Combs, Roger Clark, Graham Lilford and Ray Godsey are staging a tremendous battle up front. Rodney Combs just cannot shake off Roger Clark and Graham Lilford. They're staying right with him. And in the meantime, Ray Godsey has started to make up ground. Godsey has joined in to make it a 4-car race up front. They're following each other nose to tail at the moment, but they're catching up to a big group of cars, and there could be trouble here. Rodney Combs leads Roger Clark, Graham Lilford and Ray Godsey was quite clearly running fourth. Well, the lights are flashing. And away they go. Well, the leader now is Rodney Combs. Roger Clark is trying to put as much pressure onto him as he possibly can, but Rodney Combs is showing a wealth of experience, and he's leading from Roger Clark, followed by Graham Wilson. Then comes John Pine in fourth place. Ron Pine is running fifth. Now, Ray Godsey's obviously got problems, and he's dropping right back through the field. Rodney Combs leads from Roger Clark, followed by Graham Wilford. John Pine is up there now, close enough if good enough. But they're going to have to be very good to try and get by Rodney Combs. They're going to have to be very good indeed. Combs is used to this long distance stuff. Oh, there's trouble. Ron Spinks into the wall. Ron Spinks has slammed into the wall. We'll see if he's all right. Sprinting up again with 23 to go from here. Again, they cop the green flag, and Rodney Combs is still the leader. Roger Clark is still second, and then Ray Godsey is moving up into third place now. So we've got Americans running first and third at this stage, and only one Newcastle driver splitting them up, and that is Roger Clark. Ray Godsey, Rodney Combs the leader from Roger Clark. Then Ray Godsey, Graham Lilford, John Pine and Ron Pine. The winner is definitely going to come from there as we come down Main Straightaway this time. Half the race will be over. Half the race gone, 20 laps to go, and Rodney Combs leads from Roger Clark. Then comes the number 4 car of Ray Godsey, followed by Graham Lilford. Then John Pine and Ron Pine. Black flag on Peter Hogan. Remaining 19 laps remaining in our $4,000 French Brothers Tyres Pacific Coast Grand National Grand Prix. Rodney Combs still hanging on despite the number of restarts, and has shown an amazing skill to be able to stay out in front on each one of them. Roger Clark is next in second place. Ray Godsey is third. Those 3 cars have opened up a little bit of a break on Graham Lilford. Not a big enough break, mind you, to give themselves any breathing space at the moment, but they have opened up a break. Rodney Combs is still the leader, and if anyone deserves to win the race, it certainly is him. Here's Ray Godsey coming through on the inside of Roger Clark, and Godsey starting to work overtime now. Roger Clark has really got his hands full trying to hold back Ray Godsey. Godsey just gets the slightest little hole, and Godsey comes barreling at him. Roger Clark drifting out a little. Now watch Godsey close ranks on him as they go down the back here. Here's where Godsey gains right up on Clark. He moves right up on the inside of him. Now Rodney Combs is trying to move away. Here's Godsey coming on the inside of Clark. Clark and Godsey lost out. Godsey lost out. He tried to take Clark there, and Clark did the better than him. Clark won the battle. That allowed Milford to go up into third. Now Godsey's got it all to do again, and he's still got 13 laps left to do it. Combs and Clark, followed by Lilford and Godsey. And Godsey's starting to gain ground on Lilford again. He's making up more ground on him. Combs is the leader from Clark, followed by Lilford and Godsey. Godsey's gaining ground again, moving up to Lilford. But it'll be interesting to see whether he can get a passing move on Lilford. In fact, he's slowing right down Godsey. Godsey's out of the race. He's gone. He's out of the event. Bad luck for Godsey. So that leaves the top three cars pretty safe at the moment. Rodney Combs, Roger Clark, and Graham Lilford. Comes John Pine, Ron Pine, and John Brown. So we go back to our race leader coming down Main Straight now. That's Rodney Combs, away from Roger Clark, and then Graham Lilford. There are only 6 laps remaining as Rodney Combs comes down the main straightaway. 5 to go now. Roger Clark and Graham Lilford. Those 3 drivers have certainly dominated the whole race, and they deserve to finish 1, 2 and 3. Oh, there's John Cartwright gone straight out to the fence. But he can't do anything about coming down, and so this will present the last opportunity, I'd reckon, to Roger Clark to try and... Oh, and Clark's starting to blow smoke like crazy. He's gone. That's not steam, that's smoke. And that engine has had a hemorrhage. So Rodney Combs will now lead from... Oh, there's fire there too. Fire in the Clark car. There goes the green. And Rodney Combs is now only 4.5 laps away. Look at this. Ron Pine coming through on the inside of John Pine. Couldn't make it though. There's Sir John Pine hanging on desperately as Ron Pine tries to get through on the inside, and John Brown is up there with them too. Rodney Combs, Graham Lilford, but here's the great battle going on between John Pine. Oh, Ron Pine stopped. He stopped dead. But there was no trouble. Rodney Combs leads Graham Lilford and John Pine. And that should be the way they'd finish, I'd say. 1 lap to go. Rodney Combs. Graham Lilford. John Pine desperately hanging on as John Brown throws everything at him, but here's the checkered flag. $1,000 to Rodney Combs. Second place to Graham Lilford. Now here's an interesting battle as John Brown makes a throw at John Pine, but he can't quite get there. John Pine hangs on. John Brown was next. Then came Barry Kelleher. And the next two are Ron Pine and Des Disney. Well, that's it. Rodney Combs the winner, and we'll be down trackside for a presentation of trophies to him in just a matter of seconds.
Oh, whatever you do, a big taste is right there for you. Coca-Cola is it. Coca-Cola always around. Coke is it. The real thing never lets you down. Coke is it. The most refreshing taste you found. Coke is it. With the things that you do, you know that it's true. But you want something there, icy cold just to share. And the feeling is great when you get that taste. Coca-Cola is it. Coca-Cola always around. Is it the real thing, never lets you down? Is it the most refreshing taste you found? Coke is it. With the thing.
Rodney Combs, congratulations on taking out the big 40 lapper. By golly, that was a hard one, was it not?
Yeah, it's pretty good to race that way, though. You know, a few of them got tore up. It was a shame, but, you know, the drier this track gets, the better I like it, you know, and it's in good shape right now to go on and keep racing, so.
First thing we'll do is give you the trophy from our French Brothers Tyres girls. It's French Brothers Tyres night tonight, and they've been great supporters of our sport here, and congratulations goes to you on taking out that first place. Now, what about all those restarts? Was that worrying you a lot?
Well, not really. You know, Roger Clark's a real good race car driver, and, you know, along with somebody like him, all of them did good this year. And when they're side by side with you, they got the same equipment we got. They ain't wanting to tear theirs up, and they'll race side by side. Roger, John Payne, just all of them. They've all been real good this year. And, you know, I want to thank Peter Gabriel for having us up here, and Valvoline. You know, it's people like that, my crew, Rob Wayne and Ross and Banjo, you know, they helped me keep this thing going. So, and all the people up there, we really want to thank you.
Can we see you back next year?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Rodney Combs will be back. Wish him all the best, ladies and gentlemen. Second place, and it's good to see you back in the place getters, Graham. It's been a long, hard year for you. First of all, the French Brothers Tyres trophy, and congratulations on second place. And as I said, it's been a long, hard year for you. You've had to work hard at it, and you finally made it.
Yeah, everything came together tonight. We had a few problems in the heats with the plugs, but we got some more, and thanks to the fellas to go back to town and get them. We've had a few runs on the tyre lately. I think that must have rubbed off on me. It's just about tyre here now. So
this season's not over yet, though. We've still got plenty of racing left at the Motordrome, and you might start to shine.
Yeah, well, I hope so. I win the ballpark now, and we can, you know, sort the car out to go better. I'd just like to thank Jack Jones for the engine. It lasted very well. No problems at all. Running the right temperature. Quick fit mufflers where the car's kept. Ray Hall Racing, who finances the project. Rutherford Panel Repairs do the paint. And all the boys for helping. Thank you.
Thank you, Graham. Third place tonight goes to John Pine. John, congratulations. The French Brothers Tyres trophy, first of all, on your third placing. And something seemed to go wrong just at the end there.
We carried it for 20 laps being hot because we had damage done to the front, but you know, like I thought, well, it's a long race, and you know, I drew the rear, and we sort of thought the chances weren't good from the back, but I thought, well, we'll hang in and see what we can do. And
John, that little bit of damage to the front makes all that difference to the temperature.
It seems to cut the air off from going through the radiator, which then you get still air, and it just gets hot, you know. But I'd like to thank pit crew, Jeff Boyd Holden, Wins, everybody, BP Western, all the crew that, you know, that put in weeks and weeks of work to get us there, and you know, plus we had a great tour, and to come back and run third, I thought, well, you know, gee, it's good.
Well done. A trophy winners in the Pacific